Well, if it isn't another Monday, you know what happens on Monday?
Snakes!
Snakes!
Snakes.
I was just telling these two fine fellas, that you'll see here in just a moment, right here,
Any moment now.
any moment now. There you are.
Hello?
Are we
I
here?
was
We're
just-
real?
Yeah, you're real. I was just telling you guys, I am so tired of these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane. Tired
Wow.
of it.
Snakes on a stream. Yes, indeed.
Snakes on a stream. That's right.
Well, that's the best we could do. Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah, that's
Right.
it. We peaked. We peaked early. Hey, look, the chat's filled with ne'er-do-wells. Come to, be sneaky. Let's see. Oh, RC's here. Apook's here. Doc Void's here. Look at all of our friends are here. Squire, good to see
all the
you.
usual suspects.
Yeah, Paul. Devious is here, of course. We'll be talking to him later about what's in the tank. There's a lot. Spoiler. SC Terran Marine 14 is here. Gene, hi, Gene. Good to see you.
Is this episode yet another of the SC Terran Marine series that is this year?
Is it? You know what? That's the one thing I forgot to look at, and I should
Uh-oh.
I should look at it. Is
Hey,
that
if you're
you?
in the chat and snakes were your topic, hit us up.
Yeah, I'm. Let me take a peek here. So in reality, this is Heroes creating snake heroes and villains.
Yeah.
And SC Terra Marine, this is you, buddy. Nice. Well, you know what that means. You get to add to your collection. You get to your
Right.
own
All
hero
your
point.
hero points. So
Yeah,
that you'll
real
be
life
able to
one.
defeat us all by the end of the year.
I know, really. You'll be able to rewrite a whole life. Hey, Dramador, good to see you. Yeah, so this is an interesting topic because at first I thought, isn't that really big of a deal? But then I started looking into snakes.
Mm,
They can do everything.
right.
Yeah,
A lot.
a lot. They can do a whole heck of a lot. And I mean, some of it seems I'm not quite sure what you would do with it. Like, I don't know, shedding your skin. Probably make something out of that,
I mean,
right?
if you get like new skin out of it, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I was thinking more of like a combat situation. Like maybe someone's got a hold of you. You can.
I was going to say, if you can do it on command, it's a great way to escape grabs.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely. Or maybe
And
if
all
you're
you've got
running
is my
from
skin
someone,
now.
if you're running from someone, you can just like okay, I release my skin, and it covers them. That covers their face and makes them trip or fall or something.
Right. It's a great trick.
I
but you can't do
release
it that
my
often.
skin. Horrible.
Oh, come on.
power.
Like, there hasn't been a comic book character, like, literally named Skin,
Oh,
who
what did
has
they do?
He can stretch, but only his skin.
Oh, grody. That is pretty yucky.
Yeah,
snakes
Generation
are
X
flippin'
had much to answer for.
Yeah, Doc Void. The snakes are flipping amazing. Hey, Alejandro, good to see you. Glad
Welcome.
you joined us today. We're talking about snakes, and it's one of those. It's one of those things where we're gonna talk about how to make heroes, and Steve, you did a thing for some folks.
Mm-hmm. I did.
Everybody who's watching right now, Rebel says it's interesting how animals are associated with villainy. Certainly more villainous snake-themed characters than heroic.
Is
I wonder why.
I blame the Bible on that.
I was
one.
just gonna say, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. No, I think that they pretty much sealed the deal on those poor
Yeah.
snakes.
Villainous snakes.
I do think that there
Get
is
them
something.
unwrap.
There is something vaguely terrifying about snakes, but they did the study where they thought, is it just baked into our DNA that we're scared of snakes?
Mhm.
And they
Yeah.
put a bunch of babies with a bunch of snakes, and the babies didn't care.
I think it's Indiana Jones's fault.
Sure.
Yep. Didn't do a lot for snakes' reputations either.
Alejandro says also Hermes, to be fair.
Mhm.
Hey, King
Yeah,
Snarf.
no one has mentioned Quetzalcoatl yet.
They have
Not
not.
yet.
But yeah, I'm sorry, King Snarf. We're done. We talked about. Well, yeah, show's over.
Yeah.
But
But
I'm glad
thanks
you were
for
here.
coming by.
Glad you come by. Just kidding. So it was a delightful surprise, Steve. You said, "Hey, how about this thing that I did? And
Hmm.
then you handed it over, and it was this.
Right?
And so tell me what this is.
So this is just a quick little one-page power profile of some fun and relatively obvious snake powers, um, from compiled from our much larger animal powers power profile.
Nice.
But this
I
one is
love
just
that.
about snakes.
I'm going to do something here real quick. It's going to, let's see, people with link, anyone with the link. Because I want everybody to have this.
Right.
So I'm going to drop a link in the chat. There you go.
Ta-da!
Friends, that link will take you right to the file that you can download and enjoy. Um, very fun. Thank you for that, Steve.
Yeah,
Intimidating
sure thing.
hiss, protective scales. Sure.
Hmm.
Venom, squeeze through. Yeah,
Yep,
that's a good one.
it's a fun use
The
of it.
intimidating
Fang.
hiss also doubles as an intimidating rattle if you really mean business.
Oh,
Yes,
hey.
indeed it does.
Oh, I like that. What if you have
Intimidating
both?
torque doesn't have the same
No, not the
gravitas.
same effect.
I'm sorry, intimidating twerk.
Hmm.
That's
You've
what
not seen me.
rattlesnakes do.
You've
Right.
not seen me on the dance
They
floor.
shake their
Oh,
butt at
yeah.
you, and somehow that's intimidating,
That's true. It's sort of nature's first
Hmm.
twerk. I like
right?
that. Funny. Uh, King Snarf says, "Yikes, Troy! You could say that such a trick makes you a snake in the grass." I like it. I like it. You get a quarter of a hero point. Okay, so all right, Doc Void, we'll see you later. Oh no, I thought you were leaving. You were not leaving. You still have to get it later. Yeah, no,
I
you can
think you
get it
mean
later.
grab it ass. Come on, Matt Griffiths.
This is good stuff. I love it.
That is some good soup.
So uh, get that downloaded and enjoy. I'll leave it there for a bit and I'll forget about it and it'll be up there forever.
Right.
But yeah, so let's talk about it. Like, what are when as a player? Let's start from there.
Hmm.
I've got Steve's power profiles for snakies, and
Hmm.
I'm thinking I want to make a snake villain. I'll say villain. Or no,
Hmm.
we'll say hero. Let's say hero. I want to
Sure.
make a snake hero. What do I do? What's my first step?
You have to decide if you're a snake who is a superhero or a human with snake powers.
Hmm. Or a person who can turn into a snake,
Yeah, Alex,
or a
you.
person who can turn into a lot of snakes.
Oh yeah, I like that too. Now, did Alex get a little choppy there for a minute?
Yep, I'm afraid so.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was me,
Oh,
but
well, stop doing that,
you're a little out of sync.
computer.
Yeah.
You're
Am I really
talking
out of
very
sync?
fast, but you're.
Have you checked your computer for snakes?
Not
Yeah.
yet.
Have you checked your internet for snakes? Yeah. Um. Yeah, Alejandro's. That's great. Quetzalcoatl, is that right? Am I saying that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah. Jormungandr,
Hmm.
Nagas,
Yep.
Medusa, absolutely.
Yep.
Hermes,
Lots of
Typhon.
lots of mythic snakes.
Yeah, so you have that choice. So we're talking about whether you're going to be a snake with powers or a human with snake powers,
Hmm.
or some mixture of
Something in
half human,
between.
half snake.
Right.
Okay, I like that. Um, Tramadork says, I do live in an area with rattlesnakes, and I'll never be able to unsee them twerking. They
You're
are kind
welcome.
of lone twerkers.
Yes. You're welcome, and we're sorry.
That's right. That's right. If we can leave just one permanent scar on your psyche each show, I think
Yes.
we've done our job.
We've done our job.
Okay, so a lot of those options, and then uh, to make those options, to apply them. Let's say we choose
Mhm.
a human with some snake powers.
Mhm.
How are we going to apply what's the best route to apply those powers to?
Well, as with all things mutants and masterminds, it's figuring out what we want our characters' powers to do and working backwards from that. If we decide that our human with snake powers is going to be, super strong and really fast and able to, say, climb walls and has a
Walk on
venomous
water.
bite,
Yeah.
then we just look at those different effects in the game and figure out how to put them all together in a decent list and see how much they all are going to cost us. Uh, the most complicated of those is probably the venomous bite, and that's some kind of affliction um, with the various kinds of conditions we want the affliction to affect, and working out some of the details of it. It's probably resisted by fortitude. It may follow up or be linked to some kind of a damaging attack. Um, those kinds of things, and just working with the different extras and modifiers to get the effect the way we like it. And of course, as always, we can look at different examples. Like for snakes, we can just look up the snakes in the um, game master's guide and look at their stats,
Ah,
and
yeah.
say, how does a venomous snake's bite look? Base it off of that, or we can make it pretty much work however we want.
Nice. Now I'm looking at the chat, boy. One of the things our chat loves is to create a stat block or create a
Hmm.
hero or a villain. And we've got
A ton of
a
suggestions.
ton of suggestions. I'm just curious how some of these might work, but you know, this also applies not just to sort of your main PC character you're creating, like the player character, but also
Hmm.
it's the villain and just an NPC, right? I mean, you can have
Yeah,
sort of a representative from Snakeland who's
sure.
come.
Well, I mean, the Earth Prime setting has snake people
Oh
in
yeah,
it,
yeah,
so I mean, we've definitely got plenty of precedent for, snake people as characters,
and
both, villains and potentially neutral NPCs.
yeah. So Lemurian, I know, is one group. What is Ophidian?
Uh,
They're from Titan City.
yeah. Well, I was going to say they're also there's an Ophidian alien archetype in Cosmic Handbook for doing
Ah.
snake-like aliens. Um, but like Alex says, they're also Ophidians in his Titan City site.
Oh,
Yeah, they're a
Abel
bunch of
brings.
Irish snake people who were kicked out by St. Patrick. Speaking of the holiday.
I was just going to say,
Ah,
very on point.
yeah. Abel says shedding skin for a very limited shape shifting or to change colors. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a very thematic effect.
My
Or a
my
really
contribution.
slow grow power.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Or yeah, you just slowly peel in front of someone. That'd be at least off-putting. Um, get you a snake minion and call it Pocket Snake. Sure, why not?
Right.
Ophidian is an adjective which describes snakes, like
It
canine
is.
describes dogs. Thank you. I did not know that.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'd heard that. I wanted to just go back real quick as far as the snakes in general go. Matt Griffiths brings up, I think part of the prejudice against snakes heroes is the whole thing about poison being a weapon for quotes women and
For
coward.
bad
Uh,
guys. Yeah.
yeah, people don't think that's very heroic. I think that probably has its roots in the former example.
Hmm.
But that is a really interesting opportunity for some complications, right?
Sure. I
That
mean,
you're the
Mhm.
yeah, you're the hero.
you have to deal with snake prejudice.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah.
People's assumptions that you're a bad guy because you're a snake.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, absolutely. Rebel Moose brings up reflavoring the recovery action as shedding skin.
Yep. That's a great way of just adding some flavor to an existing thing characters can do, but
Yeah.
it's part of your character's style.
Alejandro mentions you transform into many snakes, each with a different color and a power that goes with that color. Fire, ice, thunder. Oh, yeah, cool.
Hmm. Yep.
That's very cool. And then would those snakes, Alejandro, have the base sort of, behaviors or things like would they all be able to, cross over water, or something or whatever? I was going to say
Hmm.
walk on water, but they don't really walk, do they?
Yeah. They swim.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Grant mentions sort of a religious prejudice, but yeah, interesting. I love this. Okay, so so we've created the hero is there. If we're utilizing, if people want to utilize an existing set of the Ophidian aliens or the Lemurians. Are now the Ophidians are not aliens. The Ophidians come from
The Ophidians from Cosmic Handbook are aliens, yes.
they are aliens. Okay, okay, and then Lemurians are
The Lemurians are the serpent people. The ancient Lemurian continent used to be their center of their empire before it was sunk by the Preservers in their war with Atlantis.
gotcha. Okay, so they do come from Earth.
They do. They do
Okay,
come from Earth. In
there we go.
fact,
I got them
in fact,
swapped.
they were here first, as they will regularly remind people.
Paul, Paul says, I briefly played a reptile-based hero who wanted to avoid that prejudice. He called himself
Scales of
Scales of
Justice.
I knew we could count on Paul for an appropriate pun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
That's great. And then, and lots of snakes don't use venom at all. Constrictors, for instance,
Yep,
or
indeed.
the gardener snakes.
Yep, lots of snakes are not venomous.
Little ribbon snakes are cute.
If you can build a superhero snake who's all into hugs, very good at grabbing.
Right?
That's
They'll
right.
hug you until you pass out.
I like it. I like it. If I were to give myself a snake power, it would be that each of my fingers would turn into a snake.
There you go.
Why would you want that?
Oh,
That would
snaky
just be really
fingers.
bothersome, wouldn't it?
It would.
For
It would
me
be
and
pretty
for other
bothersome.
people. I'd probably have a really good grip, but yeah, just all my finger snakes
Mm-hmm.
and kind of wag them in your face. Yeah, but that would just be more of an irritating power than it would really any kind of good would come of it.
It's good if you drop a lot of things down the sink, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
That's true. Yeah, or if you've got to hold a few things in one hand,
Mm.
like a scalpel and a gun and a shoehorn.
Right. The snakes are just wrapped around things.
Yeah, each one. I like that. Yeah,
holding
then I
them
think
for
that
their
then
mouths.
my hero would be some kind of a doctor who could do lots of different surgeries, holding lots of different tools and a gun.
With his
Yeah.
snake fingers.
Yeah, snake fingers. I think that's what I would call myself, old snaky fingers.
Mhm.
What now in crafting an NPC? What are the different kinds of considerations? That you don't really have to go as far as you go with a player character, right?
Well, the advantage with NPCs is that they can be a little bit more of a one-trick pony. When it comes to that, they don't have to be as well-rounded as player characters. Like Alejandro was pointing out, you can even go with the whole snake syndicate idea,
Oh yeah.
like Marvel's Serpent Society, where you've got a whole bunch of villains and they're all snake themed, but each one has got a different particular twist on it.
Oh yeah. That would be fun.
My
With
favorite
all
was
the things that snakes can do and the backstories that you can kind of put together, you could really create a very dynamic group.
you could, and uh, in like later incarnations, they definitely got to really stretching the whole theme, because it was like bad guys wanted to join up, but they didn't really have snake powers, so they were just coming up with like, I'm a guy who throws boomerangs shaped like snakes,
Yeah.
because I
I
want to
like
be
that.
I want to be in this group and I want to work with your team,
I like it. I
I
like
am
it.
Batrox, the snake hair.
right?
That is awesome. Yes, Dr. Omar Ophidius. Snake finger.
All right, but
Yeah.
Snake Figure sounds like a James Bond villain.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it does kind of. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what else I could add to snake finger. I definitely would want to shed
Yep.
my skin just because I've
Grant
seen
is right
stuff.
that plenty of snakes do have the speed effect to one degree or another.
Mhm.
Even more snakes have improved initiative.
Yeah. Right. Right. Now, do snakes can they hear stuff or
They
do they
can.
taste it?
Well, snakes do have a sense of hearing. It's, as I understand, not as acute as ours,
Got it.
but they do have a much more sensitive sense of smell because they can smell by tasting the air with their tongues.
Yeah.
And a lot of snakes have a sensitivity to infrared radiation that we don't, which means they have some kind of infravision, essentially.
Got it. And now, and do they also are they also able to sense kind of seismic stuff? Is that a thing that snakes can do?
They're a little sensitive to vibration because of
Yeah.
the fact they move along the ground.
Oh, that's true. Squire says I got 10 toes as well. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 So snake, toes and fingers.
Right.
Nah,
Yeah.
your toes are puppies. Everybody knows that.
Paul says it's one of those things where you have a ready-made list of names and attributes. Just run down a list of different types. Yeah. Yeah. For villain groups, don't forget Cobra and
Yes.
Cobra La. What's Cobra La?
Cobra La was the mythic island where
Oh.
the leader from Cobra was originally from, and apparently turned into a giant snake.
Yeah. I think my favorite GI Joe villain, and apropos of nothing, is Destro.
Mm,
And the
Destro's
only
very
reason is
popular.
because, yeah, I was at Starbucks and I said, yes, I had coffee. And they said, what's your name? And I said, it's Troy. She said, Destroy? And I said, yes. Yes, that is my name.
Supervillain origin
That's my origin
has
story. Yeah.
begun.
Yeah. Love it. Superhero eats.
Somebody is bringing up the prehensile jaw of a snake, which is a
Right.
great power.
Yep.
Yeah.
For a character who swallows their opponents whole and then digests them.
That's what Alejandro said for several days, even.
Right.
Eek. What a way
Like,
to
oh,
go.
I've swallowed this villain and now I have to go sleep for 3 days.
Right. It's funny. Um,
Just cartoon style, walking around with like a Mysterio fish bowl poking out of your stomach.
Right.
right.
Oh,
That's right.
he kicks. He'll settle down in a minute.
Yeah. Right. That'll stop after a bit.
I do like this the notion of so the Gorgon, that's Medusa, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And
The Gorgons
and
were the Medusa and her two sisters.
yeah, yeah. It's interesting to me to sort of take a bit of that classic myth and retell it in a way that, has them having children or a line of,
Hmm.
hiding away somewhere in the, I don't know, the jungles or something.
Yep.
But what are so in some of the we just brushed over it, but with the gods and sort of that sort of a deific kind of background. Let's see. I'm not familiar with some of these. Quetzalcoatl, I am. Jormungandr.
That's the snake that
Jormundur
wraps around the world.
is the world serpent from Norse mythology.
Oh, I like that. Nagas.
Nagas are snake spirits from the Far East, particularly parts of Cambodia and Laos and
Oh,
India and the like.
interesting. I bet you could do something with the Ouroboros.
Hmm. Snake swallowing its own tail. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Sign of infinity and rebirth and all of that.
And so is that the same Jormungandr?
No,
Okay.
but the similar notion of a snake biting its own tail as a sign of something that encompasses is pretty common in mythology.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
No,
true.
but weird that it happened twice.
Well,
Yeah, but
humans find a lot of the same themes over and over again.
it's a small world. Um,
Yep.
let's see. That's true. That is true. City of Heroes uses the Gorgons in the City of Villains.
Hmm. Yep.
Wadjet from ancient
Yes, the
Egypt.
cobra goddess of Egypt.
Nice. I like that. Um, well, interesting. So Paul brings up Pecos Bill and
Oh
his
yes,
snake whip.
yes. He was the tall tales cowboy who used to supposedly used a snake as a lasso. Um, you know, had a
Yeah.
snake that was biting its own body, and he would swing it like a
Right.
lasso.
Got you. Got you. Interesting. That does sort of add a different kind of a facet as opposed to, maybe your snake powers come from your snake accessories.
Hmm.
Um, I am curious, with the Ouroboros,
Hmm.
that it seems to me like I don't know exactly what it could be, but it seems like there's some fun stuff to unpack there, something really interesting to kind of
Yeah.
unleash upon the world, as far as villainy goes. King Stark mentions it's similar to Gorgonia, one of the many Freedom Legion characters posted in the Atomic Think Tank. Very
Mm,
cool.
excellent. yet another reason for folks to drop by Atomic Think Tank and check it out.
Yeah, Sisyphus pushing the Ouroboros up the hill. Okay, sure. That could be a thing, I suppose.
Hmm.
Uh, the Quetzalcoatl, what's that? Is that the little cute?
So
This is the
Quetzalcoatl is the feathered serpent.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm thinking of an axolotl.
Yeah, no, axolotl are cute little aquatic creatures that are very different.
Yeah, very, very different. Alejandro says contortionist speedster hero that bends backwards, bites his own feet and wheels around it. Oh yeah, that could be something. Yeah, that interesting power. Yeah, you become basically essentially a snake hula hoop. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alex had to step away for just a sec.
oh yeah. Alex will be right back. Okay, so in the world of snake villains and heroes and NPCs and all of that, we've touched a little bit. We touched a lot of bit on what's already existing. Are there
Hmm.
some things that you look to, sort of the lore of Mutants and Masterminds? I think we could do with some more snakes there.
I mean, there's always room for some more snakes.
Sure.
Um, so Gruffalo came up with one that I was just thinking of myself, which is that you often get symbols like the caduceus or the rod of Asclepius that have serpents wrapped around a staff or a wand or the like that are symbols of wisdom and knowledge. Um,
Yeah.
you could do a lot of interesting things with either those legendary items that have snakes that come to life to imbue a character with powers or to advise them or to help them out in some way and serve as sort of their sneaky sidekicks. Um, or you could play around with the notion of um, the um, the snakes, are somehow bestowing wisdom or insight, to characters. There's always the classic D&D derived from the legend of Moses of turning a staff into a snake,
Yeah.
um, as a sign of miraculous power. So there's definitely some of that. Alejandro brings up the whole. We want to get even more symbolic. The whole notion of the Kundalini power, um,
Oh.
which is the energy that can rise up along the chakras, and that is often seen as an uncoiling snake. Um, so you could have a snake themed character whose powers were very spiritual and sort of based on internal alchemy and energy. Um, but they are sort of awakening that serpent power within. That could be a interesting character concept.
Yeah, I like that a lot. It's making me think of like going back and looking at sort of what each of our sort of known civilizations, how they revered or didn't.
Hmm.
But in not surprising, there are many cultural sort of touchstones that really do revere the snake in a
Oh
big
yeah,
way.
very
Yeah.
much so. Very much one of the most ancient symbols in human mythology. Really.
Yeah, because there's the staff that you were talking about. Then there is that was caduceus, right? Is that what you said?
The caduceus is the staff with the winged staff with two snakes.
Yeah, which is
And
different than the medical.
yes, the staff, the medical symbol is actually a staff with one snake that's
That's right.
associated with Asclepius, who's the Greek
That's
god
right.
of medicine.
Yeah, you're so smart.
The caduceus is associated with Hermes as a messenger god.
Yeah, got it. And then don't we also have snakes associated with the barber pole? Is that am
I
I
don't know
imagining?
about that. It is striped. I don't know if there's a snake association with it though that I've heard.
Yeah, interesting. It might be a stretch to try to make some kind of a snake villain. I'm out of the barber. um, Yeah, yeah. It seems to me, Alejandro says, yes, snakes have several things not too heroic in association,
Hmm.
but
That's
really
true.
more that are, I think,
Yeah, yeah. They
and
often
that's
have, like we were saying, they often have associations with wisdom, with medicine, with teaching magic and various kinds of secret knowledge. So there could certainly have associations with a character who's a mystic or a healer or has some sort of magical powers.
yeah. Barbers used to do surgery back in the day. That's right, right.
Oh, all right. I could see how that would connect with um, the serpent staff symbol.
Yeah. Hi, Alex. Welcome back.
Hello. I don't know what happened.
No
my
sweats.
uh, my throat rebelled.
Yeah,
Mm,
all the snake talk choking you up, choking you out. So we were just talking about some of the different, snakes in mythology
hmm.
and how they're kind of revered and all of that.
Yeah.
Alex, when you think of snakes and you think of sort of our sort of the world where we play mutants and masterminds, is there a space where you say we need more snake?
This
Hmm.
space could use more snake.
Yeah.
I think generally speaking, I mean, I like the idea of heroic snake-like figures. Um, I've always really liked the idea of jumped-up reptiles as heroes.
Yeah.
Um,
One particular Earth Prime one that occurred to me that we don't do much with is the snake Loa from the
mm,
voodoo pantheon, because Siren is a particularly prominent character on Earth Prime. The serpent Loa like Dambala and Ayeda Wedo could definitely be important characters in her backstory and the like, and could show up, in relation to her and Baron Samdi and the other, Loa's activity on Earth.
I didn't know
Yeah.
Dumbala was a snake.
Yep.
Dumbala is also the entity who gives Chucky his power
Oh, really?
in the Child's Play movies.
Yeah.
I didn't think it came out of the history books, but yeah, yeah. Or maybe, who knows? The world's a weird place.
Hmm.
Kingstar says
Give me the
also
power, I beg of you.
there's Floyd the friendly rattlesnake from Tex Tin Star segments of the Snookums and Meat. What? These are all words strung together in a
Is
sentence
that
that is.
King Snarf? Is that real?
Yeah, that did not seem real.
Right?
There's also Floyd the friendly rattlesnake from the Tex Tin Star segments of the Snookums and Meat cartoon funny show.
Okay.
That just feels
I
like a
have
book.
never heard of that, but
What country is that from, King
now that
Snarf?
is a thing that I know.
Oh, interesting. This is Apu brings up. Oh, fuck us. It's known as the hidden.
Ophiuchus.
Sorry. Oh, got you. The hidden astrological sign. Okay,
Yes.
the secrets of medicine, healing, and transformation. Nice. Was it? Did you say it's officious?
Ophiuchus.
Ophiuchus.
Um,
That they are. Were
and
they
that
banished from from astrology or something?
Well, it's a constellation that is often
Oh,
associated with Asclepius the healer, as somebody who's carrying a serpent and the like. But it is in the sort of belt of the zodiac,
yeah.
but it is not one of the traditional 12 signs. So, as
I
Apuk
see. I
says, it's
see.
often referred to as sort of a hidden sign of the zodiac.
Nice. I like that. I do think it's kind of fun to find that deep cut and to really, it's a fun Easter egg to unravel for your party that you're with,
Hmm.
or
Yeah.
or if you're fighting the bad guy, might give you some clues, or you might plant some clues as the GM
Right.
based on their origin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an amazing place
Uh,
to source plot lines or villains or heroes.
got you. Yeah, Kingstar says that's a book I've been hoping for a while. A God Divinity source book for
Hmm.
Eminem.
That's an interesting idea.
I think
Book of
there's
Magic is about as close as we've gotten to that sort of a thing.
Yeah, yeah. It was on Disney Afternoon. Didn't last long. S&M was on Mondays. S&M.
S&M.
Yeah, something in meat. I don't remember what the S was,
Right.
but meat was the M.
Snookums.
Snookums and meat.
Snooky.
Yeah.
Snookums and meat.
That sounds like it's from the
SNM, that
Magnus
was an
Archives. That is not of this
Right.
world.
That's funny. Let's see. There's also a lot of martial
That
arts
is
that
true.
take
There
the
are a
form.
lot of
Oh,
a number
wow.
of snake-based martial arts styles.
Huh. Now that I did not know, or I didn't put
Yep.
together.
Particularly a lot of
Snake Fist,
a lot
yeah.
of kung fu styles derive inspiration from
Shaolin,
different
yeah.
animals and for their forms, and snake is definitely one of them.
Fascinating. Yeah, that really does expand
In
it.
fact, I think I did a martial arts villain called Hooded Cobra or something like that at one time, who was basically that, sort of a snake-themed martial arts villain.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I've been stuck on, snakes slither, they have scales, but the cultural aspect, a little bit I thought about it, but the idea that, you can have so many, Paul mentions this as
Mhm.
well, or yeah, they make great international characters
Yes.
because there's snakes almost everywhere and they have different meanings all over the place. That's really very interesting. It would be kind of fun as a way of getting to know and to role play, to kind of use that as a foil as two different snake heroes meet each other and
Mhm.
and maybe they both know about each other's origin and as far as the historical stuff goes. I love this. This is really fun. Um, strike at pressure points with snake style.
Snake style.
Snake style. I like that. Okay, yeah. All right. So snake style is one of the foundational
Mhm.
animal forms of traditional kung
It is.
fu. Yeah, and it really does make its way through all the martial arts, really. Looking at the list. Fascinating. Okay, so what else do we have to kind of unpack from the, snake villain, snake heroes, outside of do we want to make one? Do we want to create one or do we want to
If we talked about the slithering aspect, the permeating and the wall
Yeah, there's
crawling and
some
all that
interesting
fun stuff.
movement abilities that snakes have, so far as that goes. They're brilliant climbers,
yeah.
especially if they have the opportunity to wrap around something like a tree or a post. They can climb extraordinarily well, but they can also climb really well just working their way back and forth in through the crevices of walls or just
Yeah.
rough surfaces and the like. As the snake power profile mentions, some kind of limited wall crawling makes a great snake power. So far as that goes,
They're kind of masters of camouflage as well. I mean, you can,
they're brilliantly camouflaged for their environment most of the time,
yeah,
um, and some have even a limited ability to change their colors to match their environment.
you can do
Um,
kind of a Snake Eyes thing. Wasn't Snake Eyes a one of the Cobra bad guys?
Actually, Snake Eyes is a one of the
Oh,
GI Joe
that
heroes.
yeah, that's
Um,
what I was thinking. Yeah, yeah. I knew
but
they were associated. I need to refresh my memory on those. Uh, watch them all
um,
again.
and like Alex mentions, snakes are good because the slithering effect lets you move while you're prone at your normal
Oh,
speed. Snakes can actually take advantage of all the advantages of being prone, in terms of having a lot of a very low profile and having a penalty for ranged attacks targeting them, because they can stay very low to the ground, but they can still move very quickly.
our friend Griffalo brings up as well. Flying snakes, but really, yeah, they're kind of gliders. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Falling with
I'm
style.
sort of seeing sort of this, as opposed to a cat burglar, a snake burglar type. Someone,
yeah,
some villain who's out there
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
stealing.
Given their climbing and their sneaking and their way of getting into things,
Yeah, yeah.
you could definitely have a stealthy, snake thief character.
Yeah, folks, we've talked a
Yeah, you could be an anaconda and take a favored foe, Jennifer Lopez.
couple. If I'm trying to remember that movie, were they underwater or something?
They were in the Amazon.
I remember
Yeah,
moisture,
I
a lot of
think.
moisture.
yes, it was very wet.
Well, yeah, they were in a river. Like, it's an anaconda. It lives in
Right.
the river.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's
And they tried to kill John Voight and Owen Wilson and Ice Cube. It's a very strange
Yeah, to
movie.
be sure.
gotcha. Yeah, that Snake Eyes template, as far as a super soldier kind of thing, is so well worn.
Yep. Oh yeah. I mean, it's the classic,
Mhm.
ninja character.
Yeah, absolutely. Snakes are also often associated with rebirth and shedding of their skin. Yeah, we did touch base on that. That's very interesting.
Indeed.
Yeah, it would be fun to see what kind of creative thing you could do. Imagine if with that transformation. When does it come? How does it come about? Is it a James Earl Jones turned into a big snake in the first Conan movie? Okay,
Yep.
well there we go.
Also Doom.
Um,
Jafar turned into a big snake too.
Yep. Also that.
Interesting. An anaconda that steals buns, says Grant.
Mhm.
Hot cross buns, I'm presuming.
One imagines, right?
Yeah. Unless cartoons have lied to me, and I have no reason to believe they have, coiled snakes should be able to bounce like springs.
Right. And
Right.
That's a power stun I would allow at my table.
right. I was just going to say that depends on just how far you want to stretch those power stunts.
I love that. Oh yeah,
Likewise,
Copperhead.
as folks have mentioned, unless cartoons are lying to us, snakes are also expert hypnotists.
Oh right, but easily hypnotized.
Yes, in return, apparently.
Yeah. All you have to do is play them a little tune, and then they're just sort of lured from their basket.
Mm-hmm.
One of the PCs in a British game I ran. Snake Eyes, a former thief cursed by. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Kind of an analog for a '60s British supervillain antihero, the Spider. Okay, cool. Sorpentor, the bioengineered to be leader, and
Yes.
one of his DNA donors is the ancient leader of humanoid snake empire.
Much like our Lemurian serpent people.
Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot. What are some heroes but snaky? You all want to see the sheet for my hero Slither? Yes, of course we do.
We do. Tell us about your character.
Yeah, we want to. We do. So thinking about, I'm trying. This is all fun, and it's one of the things I just love about heroes in general is that you can really embrace sort of the trope and have some
Yep.
fun with it. Kind of dig around and do that thing. But I'm trying to think of like some unique ways of things that maybe are off the beaten path. Really, this is more for chat to think about.
Mhm.
Because there will be homework related to this, and you might just win a prize, but we'll talk about that during our What's in the Tank segment.
I want to make a lame snake villain who just throws apples at people.
With
like,
one
come
bite
on.
I am the fruit of knowledge. Bonk.
Eat my apple. I love it.
Right.
Sin. That's the sin serpent.
Right.
That's great. I'm not sure. Logic.
The
I'm
question,
trying to think of how you.
Alex, the real question is though, what happens when you do take a bite of the apple? Is he just a crazy guy throwing apples, or is there something actually going on there?
Because if
I
someone
think
threw
95% of the time nothing happens, but when you roll a 20, that's
Right.
when the secret of the universe is unlocked.
Interesting. That's a fun mechanic to have roaming around your game world.
Right.
Yeah, but otherwise, he's just a snake with an apple catapult.
So
Catapult.
does he pick the apples up with his mouth and fling them at people?
You see, I suddenly like the idea of him having that little catapult. He
Little
schleps
catapult.
around with him.
He just pulls it with his tail.
I like it.
It's wrapped around his body.
Mm-hmm.
He has an accomplice. That's the guy who retrieves the apple.
Is it called an apple pult?
Yes.
Oh, I just looked
Capelpult.
up Rebel Moose. Rebel Moose. I just looked up hognose snake, and they're gross.
Yeah, they are. They're not pretty looking.
Not a fan.
Taste the forbidden apples of Tempto. Tempto the serpent.
Tempto the serpent. Paul with the win once again.
Once again and always. I love that. Tempto. That is super.
Like the superheroes can't just arrest him because he's not really bothering anybody.
Right. They're just like, oh, just ignore him.
Oh, hey.
He's always like that.
Griffalo mentions a character not from Eminem, that was an exotic dancer. Well, sure. I mean,
Mhm.
that lends itself well. Yeah, I could also see you being a part of a, I've always loved the notion. I think I've seen it sort of expressed nearly like this, but the circus sideshow
Yep.
villain team, that just seems super
Yes.
fun to me.
In fact, there's in the Circus of Crime in the Marvel universe, there is Princess Python, the snake tamer with her big pet snake.
I, oh yeah, that's the way you could do it too. You could
Mhm.
Yeah.
maintain your human and just be, your humanity, and then just control snakes.
Yep.
I want Temto to have favorite foe doctors as well.
Well, sure. He keeps them away with his apples.
Mhm.
Oh no, I did not get that at first, but now I do. That's fantastic.
Yep.
Let's see, Sin Serpent. Tempo says so. Instead of just tempting people with apples, Sin Serpent just catapults apples at them.
Yep.
And
He's
yeah,
adapted to the modern attention span of the human race.
Exactly. You just can't wait for people to come and investigate the apples.
you gotta hit him on
You
the head
know.
with it sometimes. But here's the thing. Also, a rarity. If someone threw an apple at me, I am less inclined to eat it.
Mm,
Especially if it was a
right.
snake with a catapult.
Right. Who knows what the snake has been doing with that apple?
Yeah, right.
Like, it's
Yeah,
probably pretty bruised at this point.
and then I'd be like, wait a minute, a snake throwing apples? This is some kind of ironic thing, right? Or whatever.
I
I
think
don't
I
know.
would try it.
You think you would?
I
Yeah.
think I would try it. If a snake threw an apple at me with a catapult, I feel like I would have to try it.
You'd be obligated.
I just don't know if I'd be quick enough to go, oh, I get it, but yeah, very well. Then of course, if the snake is also bidding you to take a bite, you would definitely have to wrestle with that for sure.
Mhm.
Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, King Surf had mentioned a snake oil.
Yep.
Hmm.
I like that. You could be somebody that has just a villain or hero that has sort of overly remarkable powers or something, or
Mhm.
like something that is that you would snake oil salesman selling weird stuff, or
Right.
Paul I think went in a positive route with that. Of course, I did not.
Mhm.
And the sinks are also related to legit medicine and healing. Yeah, you can have a lot of fun
Yeah.
with this.
Yeah. You could play an interesting version of a snake oil character who can, come up with different potions and
Oh
concoctions and the like,
yeah.
but they only work
Hmm.
because he believes they do.
Right, that's right. Yeah, it causes all kinds of mischief with throwing a potion of slipperiness, or
Mhm.
um, you could also do a kind of a purse-based snake
Mhm.
character. I
Could.
don't who can just hold stuff.
Right.
Jokes. Okay, Alejandro
Steve, I
says
think we
that
should make a book that's just little guys, like just lame little villains.
lately,
Like,
we've got a few on the roster already, right? We've
Right.
got Doomba.
Doomba and Sin Tempto the Sin Serpent.
The Sin Serpent is just beautiful and weird.
Right.
I love it.
Yep.
Sorry, Raymond, you're not invisible. Am I
They're just
missing your
little
stuff?
guys.
Things are going fast in chat, and I certainly do not want to. Raymond says, I made a Pathfinder regular woman abducted and transformed into a Lamia-like
Hmm.
snake lower body by a supervillain.
Cool.
Oh, I like that.
oh, that's
That's a
what's
good
up.
one. No, I'm
Yeah.
sorry that I missed your comments, my friend. And didn't I read about Serpentor? I thought I did.
Yes. We talked about
Serpentor.
Serpentor.
Yeah, love
Mhm.
it. No, your mic is on, friend. I am just accidentally ignoring you. Yeah, Paul, this is great. This is funny. Yeah, I mean the idea of having lame little villains, that is
The
pretty
Jobber's Guide to Self-Employment or something like that.
right.
Hmm.
Yeah. Just because of the nature of all of this. This is a deep cut. I like this. I want the knife. That was what was that? Golden Child?
Hmm.
Eddie Murphy, Golden Child. I'm
Yep.
pretty sure.
Indeed.
I love it. Okay, wow. Okay, well, so we've got 10 minutes left in today's show, for this part of the show, and why don't we do this? Steve, tell me what's going on in the Steve Kenson cinematic universe.
Well, we have the whole snake powers thing. The
Yeah.
Return of Shadow adventure is out and available in PDF on the website. And we're getting our first round of playtest feedback from our wonderful playtest group over on the Cape and Cowl Club on
Yep.
Atomic Think Tank. So I'm looking forward to that. And what else is going on? I am working on some non-mutants and mastermind stuff for the Expanse, as a matter of fact, right now.
Ooh.
That will probably be finished up this week. Just a small bit of extra text for one of the forthcoming books. We've got a whole bunch of Expanse books coming out in the summer.
Yeah.
So Ian Lemke has been hard at work getting those ready to go. So I'm looking forward to folks getting a chance to see them.
Folks, take a look at that link if you're watching on demand or listening on demand. There's a link in the active chat, and I think I'll post it up on the and a couple other places too. But you will get a link to the Power Profiles Sneak Powers little document that Steve created or worked up for everybody from Power Profiles. Yeah, enjoy. Awesome. Good stuff, Steve. And then Alex, what's going on with you, my friend?
Well, Steve and I did a playtest last night. That was a ton of fun.
That was.
Speaking of Doomba showed up as a villain in that story.
He sucks.
And got a really sad new backstory.
Oh
Right.
no! What happened?
Oh, just Doomba is a battle bot that belongs to a sweet little girl whose dad founded the BattleBot competition and may have accidentally transferred his consciousness into that little robot.
All the players' speculation, it was like, what would make Doomba's background even more tragic?
Right.
It was the tragicest.
Oh, Doomba. Now, I'm trying to remember. Did I play Doomba?
I believe you did play Doomba
I think
in
I did, now that I recall.
one of our actual plays.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, an early iteration, but tragic nonetheless.
And we have a developer Q&A this Wednesday.
Hey, fun. That's for the Cape and Cowl crew.
Yep.
And I believe we have a workshop on Friday.
Is it a full week?
It's a full deal. Let me double check. I can do that.
It looks like we do. Yeah.
Nice.
So,
let's see
we'll talking about the Pinewood project and our small town heroes development.
The Pinewood project is so much fun. We'll talk a bit about it in the What's in the Tank side of things, but it's basically you hang out with the members of the Cape and Cowl, which people can. Everything in the tank is free except for that. It's a club that extra stuff with actual play opportunities, stat blocks that come out monthly, and a workshop. And this workshop, we're doing a kind of a big project, kind of turning a rural city into a fantastic place of heroism and villainy.
Whimsies and heroes.
What did you say now?
I said whimsy and heroes.
I thought you said whimsy. Yeah. Yes. I like it. And Raymond says Troy points up to a post about how do you say that? Is it Echidna? 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 Superpower bestiary. And I'm trying to see where you might have posted that.
That is, well, it was just the previous post, but it's
that
Echidna has stats in Jacob Blackman's superpowered bestiary for superpowered by Eminem. And speaking of Jacob, the Kickstarter for Superpowered Legends 2 ends in just a couple of days.
That's right.
Folks who are potentially interested in that expansion of the oddly familiar Superpowered Legends setting may want to check that out before time runs out.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it last week. I'm going to post the link here. It's funded.
It's been funded for a while. They're hitting stretch goals now.
That's right. Yeah. They've got some great stuff over there. It looks to be quite a book. So get your hands on it. And I'm trying to see what some of their So yeah, they've unlocked a whole land. Avalon. They've got stretch goals of artifacts for Olympus is unlocked. Relics Mystic and Periaps.
Yeah.
Arcane, and the next one up is Irradiated. Ukrainian scientists devoted to protecting their home in the dangerous radiation zone of Chernobyl. Interesting. Yeah, good stuff. So yeah, head on over to that link you will find in the chat and dig it. Awesome. All right, gents. Anything else for the good of the order?
I think that's pretty much it.
Lovely.
Yeah,
okay,
I
well,
can't
what a
think
great
of anything
conversation. I don't know why this has really got my mind going and thinking about, especially I can't stop thinking about the little book of not so great heroes and villains. I can't stop thinking about how all the dumb heroes and villains you can put together with that. So much fun.
I think I'm gonna write that down in my notes of things to do.
It's gotta be. Yeah, it's gotta be something. I really do love that.
Jacob, don't do this one before we do, like you did with the animals.
Right?
The superpowers.
Yeah. Yeah, Jacob. Trademark this program on this day.
You've got to finish working on Superpowered Legends, so we have a window.
True. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. We're gonna let you go. You can see Alex this Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific, right here on this channel. He's gonna do Joy of Game Mastering, lots of great topics and things, all about being a GM and it means masterminds. Let's see what else is going on. So we talked about the workshop that's happening. Of course, we got the dev chat this Wednesday. It is today, the 17th. That's right. So Wednesday, stat blocks drop. Not today. We'll probably do that tomorrow, but I'm not going to change the calendar. We'll pretend we did it on time. The actual play was stricken from the calendar. We're going to do that every other month. It's a lot, especially if you got Alex as your GM. You're signing up for a lifetime of gaming. Office hours, of course, are Wednesday. That is where you get to, not this Wednesday, we got the dev chat, but on the 26th we do. And you get to hang out with me. I think we've got a plan for something, and you're invited to come hang out. It'll be a lot of fun. What we're doing, let's see, a ghost. No, that's not it. Yeah, so I wanted to also remind you of March Madness in Freeport. That's what this is all about right now. And it is, we lowered the price on this big bundle. This is just outrageous. 71 digital files. You can pick them up in the Green or Neat online store. Over $400. You get it for $49.95. Used to be $79. It's a steal, so you're going to want to get into that. And let's see, what else do we got cooking here? Something else is good. Oh yeah, we talked about the Cape and Cal. You can join for just $8 a month. You can pay for the year and you get a couple free months. You can do it $8 a month and just kind of do that for as long as you like. And you can, for a limited time, we're going to end it at the end of this month, you can sample it for a month. And then your subscription will start after that first free month, which means you get to check out all of the library of sort of glow. We've given our old edition heroes and villains collection of them a glow up for the new edition. In addition to a bunch of other stuff as far as stat blocks goes, lots of fun things and. Also a chance to kind of be involved in what we do in the Cape and Cal Club. For instance, the Pinewood Project, kind of came about as a project that Alex really enjoyed. And now we've got everybody in the Cape and Cal Club making contributions to this. It's a lot of fun. It is, I'll tell you, it's a lot of stuff. And I'm just continually impressed with the skill level of everybody. Just absolutely so talented. More talented than they have a right being, I say. But with that being said, why don't we do this? I don't know what's going to pop up, but I know who will pop up in just a moment. what's in the tank. And oops, I've turned the wrong button on.
Oh no!
You know who's in the tank?
Who is it?
It's not
Is it
that.
me?
It's you, Devious. Hi, friend.
Me. Hi. How's it going, sir?
It's going very well. It's going very well. It's a great day to be a Mumammalian. No, what did we come up with? I'm trying to remember. In the tank, I did a little poll, and some interesting choices were put forward.
I like Mumamoan, like Samoan, but Mumamoan.
Yeah, Mumamoan. Okay, I like that too.
I did like Mumineers though.
Mumineers, that's a good one. I like
Mumammaloids.
Mumammaloid.
There you go.
Mumammaloid. Chad, what is your favorite? What would you want to call? Because I think first we were calling them Mumammalians, but that sounds weird and it's hard to say.
What I would like to call them, family.
Yes, exactly. The Mumam family.
Sorry, I have to say that more like Vin Diesel. Family.
Yeah, he's that way, isn't he?
Yes.
So listen, you know what?
Yes.
We got this thing called Atomic Think Tank. Someone reached out to me over the weekend and they said, "Hey, what's the Atomic Think Tank? That's not the same as it was before." Well, no, certainly not.
No.
It is not the same as the thing that we had before. It's different and it's fun, and it is a place
and improved.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say I would maybe not say improved, but different, just as fun, just as engaging. And this particular segment is all about what's in the tank for mutants and masterminds, and there is a ton of stuff. Yeah, why don't you lay it on us?
Absolutely. Let me go ahead and transition over here. What's in the tank? March 16th, 2025. We've got a GM challenge, Make an Adventure. It's the tragic tale of Wonderworld, the underground amusement park, buried long ago in the Los Angeles area by a tremendous quake. But there are underground stirrings and sightings of strange animatronic creatures.
Oh, they're stirring stuff?
They're stirring stuff.
Just walking around
Probably
with
like coffee or something.
Or like mixing bowls filled with
or Spravy, of course.
Or Spravy, yeah.
Of course.
He's shaking cans of Spravy everywhere they go.
Exactly. I also have an article on first one's on politics and paragons, integrating political intrigue into mutants and masterminds.
Oh, I like that.
And another on political extremist groups and terrorist organizations in a superhero world.
I want to read that. Yeah, that strikes me as both a sensitive and interesting sort of facets to add to an adventure.
Yeah. But of course, one of my favorite articles is the Mumamo theme song. As written by the incredibly talented Paul Rua. This is all Squire Cortez's fault. Blame him. I'm just a victim of circumstances, Paul Rua.
Have I not seen this?
I don't know, but it's sung to the tune of the Mickey Mouse Club.
I have
What's
not
the
seen
only
this.
superhero TTRPG? MUMAMO with Alex, Troy, and Steve. With a song in our hearts and gravy in our shoes as far as the eye can see. MUMAMO with Alex, Troy, and Steve. Mumamo. What's in the tank? Mumamo. What's in the tank? We'll all hang out and have a grand old time. Hey. So join on in. You might just win a sweet green ronini. MUMAMO with Alex, Troy, and Steve. We'll have some fun and talk a bunch. Oh, super nerdery. MUMAMO with Alex, Troy, and Steve.
Wow, that is.
I know.
That was unexpected, but so fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely fun. I like that, and what I'm especially excited about is how I'm going to clip that and make a viral TikTok with it.
Quite all right. We've got a couple
imagine if don't I say now that you've mentioned it, you are bringing it to life. You're actuating right here in this very space.
Imagine if, bring it. We want it.
You just got to be careful because when you actuate around here, stuff happens. It really comes to life.
Don't get the stream demonetized, Steve. Sorry.
And a beautiful voice. A beautiful
Oh, well,
voice.
thank you so much.
It's
We
fantastic.
also have a couple of items here we've got the Here Have a Hero Point by Big Nate, but Spravy, the article by Big Nate.
Oh my
But
goodness.
that's
Yeah.
not the end of Spravy. Oh no.
No.
We also have Bowman and Daedalus in the Spravy train. That's
Yeah,
right.
a la classic sort of pies, hostess
Oh,
pies
absolutely.
kind of
Hostess
stuff. So
Pies.
funny.
Basically, it's this full, wonderful script
I
about
laughed
the
so
advertising of
hard. I
Daedalus.
literally messaged Paul immediately and said, "You gave me a laugh that was medicinal. Like I needed it. It was so funny and dumb, but great.
Oh, sheer genius. That's just sheer genius.
Yeah, so
I've got
funny.
another article in there on the new superhero point ideas that I had, but remastered it. I changed some things, updated some things, just kind of brought it up to change tweak a couple of things, if you will, and clarify some items. The most amazing sequel to my article on the media was written by Paul Rua, Cape Gate, a
Oh,
media-driven subplot for Hero High Games. I think it's fantastic. Basically, it looks at de what's the word here? Basically, devaluing, if you will, or undercutting brand new legacy heroes because there's a mysterious AI that's playing the long game. If he can basically discredit and devalue the newer heroes coming out now, then basically they won't be as much of a threat in the future and be out of the way of their evil plans. We also have Super Unicorn Post on Metaphor by Sean Duggan in there. And finally, the Villain Origin Randomizer by Big Nate. In the Aegis Files. Wow, a lot of great stuff this week. Steinbrewer, of course, bringing it as he always does. Solo bad guys, solo good guys. Chris Davies is making a profound return where he's taking the archetype art from the Deluxe Hero Handbook and he's basically making unique characters to each one of those pieces of art,
nice.
basically making them his own. There are a number of characters in here tied to Cape Gate that Paul Rua did. Iron Will Powers, the Scrap Man, the Troll, Chrome Angel. They're all tied into that Cape Gate adventure that he has.
Yeah, Nate
Um,
has been a machine. Really, really producing phenomenal stuff.
Absolutely. And
Yeah,
also, Chris Davies did Agave as well. And just, there's plenty of Steinbrewer goodness in the items this week. We have the Return of Shadow. It's up there in the Green Ronin store. You can check it out. This upcoming Wednesday, we've got Superhero Shenanigans issue 5, Don't Kill My Character, with the
yes, we love that.
lovely and talented Kate the Great and Imagine If playing. And it looks like Sam's running the game this time. That's going to be interesting. I guess good old Claude's taking a little bit of a break, letting Sam run the show. I'm really interested to see what Sam brings to the
I
table.
really encourage folks to go check it out. It's such a wonderful. They do such a great job, and you really will. If you're not familiar with Eminem, you'll enjoy it. If you are familiar, you will also enjoy it. Their role play is on point. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely. And it looks like they got 2 new players, Yuri and Natasha, coming to this one. We look forward to that. We, of course, have this Wednesday also Get Tanked
Not
with
this Wednesday.
Troy. Oh, not this one's. Oh, that's right. The
Yeah,
dev
yeah, I
chat.
did the same thing. But
Oh,
no, we're having the dev chat
the dev
instead.
chat. So
So
my
yeah,
apologies. I'll take that out. Friday, though, we have RPG Talk Mumamo Redux with Claude this upcoming Friday.
fun.
Basically, he is taking over a little bit and talking about some things that are in Mumamo and says join Claude, aka Curly Insane Guys. He talks about what he's up to in TTRPGs and his thoughts on the subject of this week's Mumamo. Fairly high chance that some comics talk will work its way into the show as well.
He's a very funny guy, but also very, very knowledgeable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, smart,
Um,
smart dude.
for the featured articles, basically, I retouched on the media and Mutant Masterminds and Cape Gate. Also, at the bottom, I linked all the characters that are tied to it.
Lovely.
How would you turn public opinion against superheroes, especially in the next generation? Really great hero high plot. And Chris Davies Spotlight, we've got Mascara, Noterna, Gustorio, and Agave.
Nice.
Down the list here. Hold on. Sorry. There's the article on Cape Gate. Really, really great article. Definitely give it a read. Great adventure. We also have Iron Will Powers, one of the characters. I don't know who does the art for him. I mean, I know this is a Hero Forge done, but he did a few others here that I don't know if he's doing it. Oh, he did another Hero Forge there.
Yeah, I think
we
they're
have
all
the earlier ones in here. Let me take a look. Oh, I love this one. There we go.
That's great.
Troll. Love that one. And the Chrome Angel as well, I believe is, hand drawn.
Cool. Very cool.
Love to see more of that in the future. Here's Mascara Noturno, which was, of course, the crime fighter archetype. He's made a full history, really made it his own. We've got Custodio as well. We have Agave as well in armor.
Cool.
Lovely lady. And what's this, Troy? Join the Aegis Files Serpent Squad contest. It looks like it's another Mumemo challenge. Let's dig into it. Submit your entry for the Aegis Files Serpent Squad contest, where we can, finally have Paul set up Timpto. Absolutely, with his catapult, of course. Showcase your creativity by designing a hero, villain, or NPC inspired by the many serpentine wonders of the world, whether it's a stealthy assassin or powerful reptilian mutant or a master of venomous powers. Possibilities are endless. You there, Troy, or are you too shocked? Uh-oh. I'm going to double check my volume control. Yep, there it is. I can hear you now. We've got, are you there? Oh, no. I am hoping I have not gone dead. Submission details. Are you there, Troy? Well, I'm just going to continue on like everything's fine. We've got create your character, including name, appearance, background, powers, adventure hooks based on snakes. Tag your entry with hashtag Serpent Squad and hashtag Mumemo Challenge. The deadline entries close March 30th, 2025 at 5 p.m. Definitely get that in there so you can win the prestigious Green Ronini Award, of course, the Eternal Glory and the Atomic Think Tank, and a free PDF of your choice from the Green Ronin store. Get in the tank. We also have, of course, the new adventure out there, Astonishing Adventures, The Return of Shadow, and coming soon, Vigilante's Handbook.
Oh my God, I cannot believe you're scooping me on my own program.
I'm so sorry.
We'll talk more about that at another time. But the good news is, I'm back.
Yay! Where'd you go?
Just in time to say, hey, everybody, have a great rest of your week. Devious, thank you so much for that rundown of what's in the tank and what's in the tank plus, what's in and out of the tank and around the tank and wrapped, in a conundrum and delivered in a riddle. Everybody also make sure to, what was I going to say? I was going to say something really great. And because I couldn't remember the word conundrum. Now my whole thing is shot.
Genius. It was going to put everything in perspective, just lay it all out for everybody, but
likely not. Yeah, we've got a lot of great things cooking. And thank you all, chat, for hanging out and having fun. We've been doing this for some time now. It is a real joy to hang out with everybody on Monday, talk superheroes, and be ridiculous with you. So we really appreciate that. And I say with that, why don't we, call it a day and say goodbye.
bye-bye.
Goodbye.